Hi guys, today I thought I'd jump on here and do a quick video about the top books that I think all owner trainers should read. This question comes up a lot inside of all the Facebook groups that we have, and I see it come up a lot in other Facebook groups as well. So I thought that I would just jump on here and kind of share with you my favorite books that I really do think every owner trainer should read. So the first one, they're not really in any particular order, but I'm gonna kind of group them a little bit. So the first one is going to be, this is The Other End of the Leash by Patricia McConnell. Now mine has long since lost its cover, and it comes in a soft cover version. I don't have one. This is my original from when I was in 8th grade. It has been signed by the author and everything. Is one of my dearest possessions. So this is The Other End of the Leash by Dr. Patricia McConnell. This is one of the best books on dog behavior I have ever read. It talks about why dog and human behavior is different, how it conflicts, how we can work better with our dogs. This really is an absolute must read for everybody training their own dog. Now, along with that is Don't Shoot the Dog by Karen Pryor. So this book by Patricia McConnell is more of a dog human behavior type book. This is more of a nitty gritty how dog training or any type of training or learning works. So this is about operant conditioning and classical conditioning and things like that. These two books quite literally changed my life. I have my original copy of this as well, but it's not here because pages are literally falling out of it. These two books quite literally changed my life. Before I read these books, I was learning from a trainer. When I first started learning to train dogs, I was learning from a trainer who used a lot of very, very harsh punishment-based methods and also not very well or correctly. And when I read these two books, I started not only learning how to use those methods better, but I also utilized the information in these books to use them less and less, so that I eventually became a positive reinforcement trainer. But I didn't start that way. And these two books were instrumental in me being able to effectively make the shift over time. Now, a couple other books that I think everybody should read This is Plenty in Life by Kathy Sadeo, or Plenty in Life is Free, excuse me, by Kathy Sadeo. And this is it's a short read. It's an easy read. I'm trying to figure out exactly how to describe it. So she just says on the back, like, what if the secret to great dog training is to be an expert feeder rather than a strong leader, a skilled reinforcer rather than a strict enforcer? And this is Kathy Sadeo's take. It says, over the past 2 decades, countless dog trainers across the world, blah, blah, you can read the back of it on your own. But this book is really phenomenal in utilizing positive reinforcement in your daily life with your dog, in a very easy to digest way. Specifically along the lines of working around distractions. This is Denise Fenzi's book, Beyond the Backyard. We actually use a few of these exercises inside of our online academy, and I give her full credit for them. But this book is all about distractions, how they work, how to teach your dog to work around them, and how to then fade the food out. This book has one of the best descriptions of distractions that I have personally read, so that you really truly understand how distractions work, how to break them down, and how to then teach your dog to work around distractions. So this is absolutely a must read. Now, another book that I like, which is even in a more specific category, is this one. So this is Cooperative Care, 7 Steps to Stress-Free Husbandry by Deborah Jones. So this is a book about teaching your dog to participate in his own veterinary and grooming care. This is something that we talk about in the academy quite a bit and teach in there as well. But I love this book. It's very step-by-step how to I think it's like 7 steps. This is in the title. And this is a really great book, I think, for service dogs, because this is one of the most overlooked sections of training that I see in owner training for a service dog, is teaching them to be comfortable with things like cleaning out their ears, trimming their nails, but also blood draws and things at the vet, so that our dogs aren't getting more and more stressed at the vet. I have seen dogs have to be washed out because their stress at the vet grew to such a tremendous level that they had become aggressive. Things like this not only help us to take better care of our dogs because they're not so stressed every time we have to step in and help them with something, but because it helps with their behavior at the vet as well if they're comfortable with all of these things. So this is a great book. Now, if you have a puppy, and I will put this on the screen because I don't have I read this book digitally, is Laura Van Ardenach-Baugh's book, Social, Civil, and Savvy, I think is the name, but it'll be right here because I don't actually have it in front of me. It is the best book on socialization that I have ever read. I absolutely love it. I love every piece of advice that she gives. There's theory and information, but there's also step-by-steps and things like that. So if you have a puppy or even an adolescent, I really think that there's a lot of value in this book. If you are a new dog owner, so if you don't have a lot of experience, although I think this book is great for everybody, but especially if you don't have a lot of experience, this is Decoding Your Dog. And this is by a few different veterinary behaviorists. And veterinary behaviorists are the kind of top level experts in dog behavior. So they're veterinarians who also have a specialty in animal behavior. So they are not just vets who, not as in just vets, like our normal vets aren't. Obviously, our normal vets are hugely imperative to our dog's care. So I don't mean that to sound like, oh, he's just a vet, but they're not a vet who can help with behavior. They are a vet who specializes in behavior. So this book is got everything. It's just kind of an overall, there's some socialization, house training, remedies for some issues like separation anxiety, just all sorts of really good information for everybody, but especially if you're newer to owning a dog. If maybe you have dogs when you were a kid, but maybe this is your first adult dog, like adult dog you've had as an adult, something like that, then this is a really, really great one to look at. Now I have two more books that I want to mention. Now these are written for reactive dogs, so dogs who are barking, lunging, things like that. Now, while none of us should be attempting to teach an aggressive dog to be a service dog, there is still a lot of value in these books for understanding dog behavior, for helping a dog who's easily excitable, things like that. So the first one is Grisha Stewart's Behavior Adjustment Training 2.0. I absolutely love this protocol and I love this book. This was a huge inspiration for how I socialize puppies as well. Another book is Fired Up, Frantic, and Freaked Out, which I'll also put here. This is also by Laura Van Ardenach-Baugh. And this is a protocol for teaching our dogs to be calm around the things that excite them using the Relax on a Mat protocol. So I also love this book. So like I said, again, if your dog is, none of us should be trying to train a dog who is displaying aggressive behavior to be a service dog. However, there is a lot of really valuable information in these two books. So these two are more like possible. These could be helpful if you're a reader. There's good information, but they're not like as, I would say, imperative that you read as like the first four I mentioned. These are really, I think, every single person needs to read. Now, the last one that I want to mention is not a book. So this is the only one that I'm cheating on. This is actually a DVD. And I will put it here as well. And all of the links to these will be in the description below in case anybody finds that helpful. This is The Language of Dogs. I believe that her name is pronounced Sarah Kalnice. And I could be wrong. So I do apologize to Sarah if I'm screwing that up. But this is absolutely the best resource I have seen on dog body language. It goes through a ton of dog body language in this video and gives multiple examples of that dog body language on different dogs and in different situations. So where she might be talking about the importance of what it means when your dog pulls the corners of his mouth back. So he pulls his commissures back and you can see his teeth. That means something. And she shows multiple video examples of that on multiple breeds. So you can see how it looks a little bit different on different dogs. And she talks about how that interacts with other, if his lips are pulled back, but his ears are forward or his ears are back or his tail is doing something specific. This DVD is the best resource I have seen on dog body language, and dog body language is one of the things that I see as the most lacking piece of education that most, certainly not all, but most, especially newer owner trainers have, is a lack of true understanding of dog body language. And that's okay. It takes time to learn dog body language, to learn the nuances, to be able to read it fluently, just like I can fluently speak English. And that is okay. But this DVD is the one that is going to help you with that the absolute most. And being able to read your dog's body language is absolutely one of the most important skills for you to have as an owner trainer. I even mentioned it in my YouTube video, which I'll put the link in the description below as well, about the things that professional trainers do, the things that professional trainers do that make it appear as though we make progress so much more quickly. And dog body language is one of them. Professional trainers are just very, very good at reading dog body language very quickly and very fluently. So those are the books and one DVD, because I did cheat there. Those are the books and the DVDs that I recommend that every single owner trainer read, with the exception of, like I said, which I explained as we went, right? So we had like these 4 that I really do think every single owner trainer should read. I really believe that every single one of you should read these. You should definitely be able to find these 2 in the library. And you can probably find used copies of these on Amazon. These also all come in ebook versions. I also think that this, Cooperative Care is a really great one for everybody to read, as well as this Socialization book from Laura. If you maybe have an excitable dog, or you're a reader and you want to learn even more, Bat 2.0 and Laura's other book, Fired Up, Frantic, and Freaked Out, are great for newer dog owners or dogs with puppies. Or again, if you're just a reader and you want to learn everything you can, Decoding Your Dog is absolutely the best one for that. The only other book that I did forget, and I don't even have my copy on me, but I'll just throw it here as well, is Puppy Start Right. And I can't remember the name of the author off the top of my head, but I can see her face. And that is also another great puppy book. So where Laura's book is very much socialization, Puppy Start Right is also crate training and teaching to sit and all those kind of basics as well. So it has a lot of step-by-step information in it as well. So if there's a book that you think I missed that you think everybody should read, put that in the comments below. But this is my list, and this is certainly not all of the valuable dog books ever. I have easily 50 dog training books sitting on my shelf that I would recommend in certain circumstances, or for lots of people, but I was trying to narrow it down and keep the list relatively short. So these are the books that I recommend everybody read. If you have any questions about this stuff, the best place to ask them is going to be in our free Facebook group, Train Your Service Dog with Confidence. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button below, subscribe to the channel, and share this video anywhere that you think other owner trainers might find it helpful.